Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm a little behind the weather today, but I want to do this video because I want to give an alert of what I will buy on Monday. My portfolio is around 1,400,000, and the total gain that I got is $221,000 from the beginning. And the day, the last day of trading, I made $21,000. But also, guys, I really don't consider how much is my value, but really, my portfolio is heavily on ETF and a high dividend income. So the value that I really looking for increase, of course, is the value. But because this is unrealized gain, unrealized loss, I really don't care because I'm not selling. I'm just buying or I'm just shift things around. So the really thing that I looking for is this: how much money I make a month, because some of this will pay my bill. Actually, a fun part. I just pay my property tax from my dividend. So my dividend start to pay my heavily bills. Like I think it was like $10,000, and I got from my dividend. Also, I bought, as you guys know, I bought a Cybertruck, and the Cybertruck is getting paid by the dividend as well. So every month I'm getting money out, pay the dividend, I just pay the property tax. In some of the month that I want to travel, pay for my travel. Again, it start to get a really more and more part, a very important part of my life. So ETF, guys, for me it's retirement, and again, I'm pulling money out, and my portfolios grow, so something is happening, right? Of course, everybody look like a genius in a in a bull market, right? So the market is great. So everybody look like a genius because you just throw that dart on the, which stock you pick, and you will just win because the bull market, everything is go up. But guys, you need to think about, guys, like a major thing just happened, like, a new election, new president, and this president looks like it's really good for business. Everybody love Republican presidents because of the business, and most of all, Elon Musk in administration is pro AI, is pro cutting tax. So, oh, and the interest rate just went down. So, guys, this is just like one after another. It's just like a punch left, right, a hook, a jab. But the things that I wanna emphasize and that I wanna really underline here, guys, is that Palantir, it's what they say. If the trend of a stock is up, most likely will continue to go up. And let me show Palantir here. Let me show you a little bit what's happening. Of course, Palantir and the ETF that I would buy would be PLTY from Yieldmax. PLTY, Yieldmax, Palantir Option Income Strategy ETF. For distribution of 43% a year, and the last payment that was like last month on what was it called, 11/8. Actually, it was at the beginning of the month, was $2.20. Wow, $2.20 for each share that you own. And Palantir, well, this is Palantir, guys. Palantir, this is my Robinhood account. I have a small position right here. I have 100 share. I start with a 10 share. Now already 100. I'm making already $2,200 on what I put in. I'm sorry, the total return, yes, 2,200, and today's return was $700. I will grow this on Monday. I think that I will put in maybe like $20,000, $30,000. I want to divide. Maybe I will do 15,000 in Palantir, 15,000 PLTY, so I can start to get dividend from it, because also PLTY, guys, is going up year to date. I love when people continue to tell me, well, the nav erosion, man, the nav erosion. Where's the nav erosion, guys? Where's the nav erosion? Where's the nav erosion? Of course, it's 1 month. I mean, I get it, but still, it paid. It paid. I guess what was it paid? October. What was like? Uh, what was December? 2004, October, November, right? So I guess this was the dip of the pay. But again, guys, look, from the time it pay, this is what I want to tell you guys. The recovery phase, like, when the stock go down, right, is when pay the dividend, the ETF will go down, right? Now, after that, there's a month of recovery gain when the stock continue, when the ETF continue to trade option, and it's time for the stock to gain again the money they pay you, plus plus would be as a gain, right? And look at this, from that time that he paid to now, what went, like, it was 58 and now is 63, 60, when even almost at 65 at one point. So NAV erosion, yeah, it's NAV erosion. When the market is bad, there will be NAV erosion. But when the market is good, there's an appreciation of. In fact, as you can see right here, I bought these. I have like 30. I have just 30 share of Yieldmax, but I still get 76%. And let's see how much money I got. So I got the 70, let's call it $80, right? So I invest $2,000. I got the $80 up, right? Plus $80 plus, I think that I should go right here, and I should go old, and I should go just dividend, and I got 26. So I got $100 in a month that I'm trading. I got $100 from gain and dividend. Plus, I have the share. I have the stock now, so I have like the what is like 30 share, 30 share. So I got the appreciation, I got dividend, and I still have the stock. So I mean, this is a win-win-win-win situation. Is what I'm saying. So about the NAV erosion, guys, on the ATF, it's true. Of course, there's a NAV erosion, but when the market is bearish, when there's a bearish market, the market and the stock go down, yeah, the ETF go down because they need to. It's kind of like a double-edged store. They need to pay you, plus they need to recover. But when they try to recover, the stock is going down, so it's losing value. So the NAV erosion, don't be scared about the NAV erosion, guys. The NAV erosion is real for for some stock they're going down in value. Like, there's every time the underlying stock. Tesla, have a Tesla. And guess what? Tesla now is up too. Tesla is up too. Because Tesla, it's up too. So Palantir, guys, it's a buy for me, and I will invest something on Monday. I want to do a quick video, so you guys, if you wanna check before Monday or before it will go even up. I guess Monday will go even up. Again, I don't have a crystal ball, guys. I'm just like a simple dude. I don't know I don't know the future, but I think that Palantir will go up because there's a FOMO now. Everybody want to come in at $60. They, you know, lots of people lost Nvidia, right? And when I say lost, I say like, like 30, 40, 50, $60. Everybody can kind of put like $60, buy a $60 share or a $30 share. But when they start to go to 160, 200, 300, how many people? Also, if you buy one share, you need to wait for another month to get that money to buy another share. But when it's cheap, you can buy 5, 6, 10 share, right? And start to get momentum from that position, right? But let me show you a little bit. An interview that I saw it. I want to give my reaction. Let's play it. 1 second.
More on Palantir and what has been a pretty phenomenal run, really, since their earnings, is Dan King Hall, senior markets correspondent for the network. So, Dan, finally, we get to talk some optimism. I feel like we've talked red across the board on our show today, but Palantir is firmly in green today.
I know that stock is certainly swinging higher today. And here's some of the news that's happening around it. Although, obviously, this doesn't necessarily have to do with fundamentals, but Palantir will be decamping from here, the New York Stock Exchange, the big board, and moving over to trade at NASDAQ. Okay. The date when that will officially occur is November 26th. Now, Palantir has said that when it makes this move, it will meet the metrics to be included.
So, guys, on the 26th, Palantir go from the New York Exchange to the Nasdaq. This is huge. Why? Because a lots of a share of Palantir will be selling. I mean, a lots of people will buy Palantir, directly or indirectly, right? So, so this is like huge. This is huge, guys. You know, cannot lose this, guys. Again, I talk about me, myself, right? I lost, I didn't see when I was young, when I was a much younger investor, I didn't see Apple. I didn't put money in Apple, right? I was trading, I was like, buy some, sell it, buy, I didn't buy, I keep it. Remember, guys, I hear this over and over, right? Every time that I heard, I'm sorry, guys, I'm a little bit under the weather, but every time that I talk with other investor, it's every time the same thing, guys. It's every time the same. I wish I didn't sold the bitcoins. There's this guy. He had like 93 bitcoins, like back when they went up. Right? He's a friend of mine. He's doing well. Don't get me wrong, but 93 bitcoins. That's almost like $8 million, $9 million. He's another friend of mine that again right now it's kind of a struggle because he's a young man. He's a brilliant young man, but still, it's a little bit struggle with the bills, everything. I think that he had like a hundred Ethereum, right? He bought it for like I think he was telling me he bought it for 50 cents or something like that, like a dollar each. He made it 20. I think it went like $10 or something like that. He sold it because he made $2,000, right? And don't get me wrong, luck your gain is great. But again, over and over, guys, over and over. It's every time I wish I didn't sell that. I wish I didn't sell it. This is in real estate, this is in stock. So the buy and hold, it's a reality, guys. And again, I didn't buy a hold Apple, I didn't buy a hold Microsoft, I didn't buy a hold uh, uh, Microsoft, Apple, Google. I didn't do that. Amazon, like I said. So guess what? I'm buying old Tesla. I'm buying old Nvidia, and I'm buying an old um, Palantir. And guess what? If I want to really get because the worst thing is that you buy the stock, right, and nothing happened, and you are waiting, and maybe you need money, and maybe things happen in your life, and you need to get that money, right? So what the better things to kind of get the medium of both of the world, right? The best of both the world. You get the ETF, and you get the stock. The stock, buy, forget it, right? So you have a growth. So when you see your portfolio, they go up like when you see your portfolio, it go up like, all these, you have all these gain, right? Let me see if I can show you, right? When you see this, you are happy. You are just like, oh, dude, but I'm doing really well. Oh, again, this is not the best portfolio in the world, guys. But for me, I come from nothing. This is huge. I mean, I made $200,000. Maybe I need to work like 5 years to do this money, or 3 years to do this money in my regular job, right? But in one day I made $21,000. This I need to work what, um, 3 months, kind of 2 months enough. So it kind of like calm you down a little bit. So this is why I buy the ETF and I buy also the underlying stock. So two things: the Palantir is moving, and that's moving from the New York Exchange to the Nasdaq, and plus they are moving also. There's another big news that they're moving from to commercial client. But let's see what's happening here. Let's play this.
in the NASDAQ 100. So you are seeing shares jump by more than 8% today. And Palantir, not just off the back of its latest earnings, it has ripped this entire year. The stock has been up majorly. It just really fits into kind of what this segment is, FOMO. Now, to be fair, we just heard Dan Ives talking about Palantir, and yes, it has had growth, but there are some analysts that point to some of the fundamentals, and does the valuation, is it justified with how far it's run this year? Because you've seen shares practically triple this year in terms of where they started the year. Now, in terms of what has happened in its most recent quarter, you saw, a big part of Palantir's business has been the defense sector. You saw growth there. You saw 33% growth on a year-over-year basis. That was up from the prior quarter where you saw 24% growth. The other segment where you saw growth was commercial. They've been expanding more in there. Now, commercial on a percent basis grew even more. So that is looked to as, kind of the future of Palantir, where you saw growth of more than 50% when it comes to Palantir. So again, it doesn't, this move being moved over to the NASDAQ doesn't necessarily change anything, but they have this strong retail shareholder base that has really been, kind of holding this company up, guys.
Yeah, this one's got the momentum at its back, it seems, in terms of the run that we're seeing in Palantir. Analysts aren't fully on board with it yet. I think it's one of those stories where many think maybe a little bit too far, too fast. You can make the technical argument of kind of breaking out of like a several year kind of, sideways pattern here. I don't know. I mean, you look at the valuation, value investors aren't going to want this one with like 170 forward PE. But then you look at the area it works in, Diane, you can see the excitement. This is like one of the first companies that's really in this AI machine learning world that's like turning dollars from it. So it's not just coming up with models, it's actually selling its software and has partnerships with the government and private companies. So I could easily make the argument for why this stock could go significantly lower or higher.
Well, it's so funny, to your point. So more analysts than not are in the hold camp with regard to this. And I think it's exactly what you say. For instance, the most recent analysis that I saw was out from Argus Research. And they were on their short view, they had downgraded it to a hold. But their long-term view was that they see, and this is over a 5-year out view, was as a buy. But in terms of them reducing it to a hold, they said, look, they did have a stellar third quarter, right? They talked about both the increasing revenue, accelerating revenue, expanding margin, whether we're talking about defense or its expansion in the commercial business. But again, they talked about, just where we've seen in terms of share price. They've tripled in value this year, roughly, and they may be getting ahead of what the company fundamentals can support, is how Argus views this. So they've reduced this as a hold. You had GS come out, Goldman recently, just maintaining their neutral rating on it. So in terms of the street diverges from how investors view this one, Alex.
Yeah, and I will say, I know that this is one that has like almost a cult following, I think, because at one point we saw a almost meme stock type interest in Palantir, but I will say they've done a great job shedding that image. I mean, they have profitability consistently. They have the galaxy of these government contracts. I think I can understand the argument for valuation, but at this point, price is king, and it's been a definite winner on the year and a winner on this week, and thankfully today, because I can't talk about stocks that are down all day long. But appreciate it as always, Diane King Hall. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining us all week long. So now, Alex, when we trade this name, we're up, significantly here on the session. I know we've pulled back from the all-time high session highs by about 1.7%. But all things considered, we're looking at a name where we're basically at highs.
Yeah, and this is like a real candidate for FOMO, right? Like there's momentum behind it. It does some, pretty cool things in terms of what it actually is working on. Definitely kind of a futuristic type company. Like you said, there's been a lot of, kind of next generation investors that have been, calling for the outperformance of a name like Palantir for years now. They're starting to see that come to fruition here. From a technical standpoint, certainly has strength. And so I looked at a kind of momentum-like strategy, Jenny, one that'll benefit if this party continues, but it's risk defined if it doesn't. And so what I looked at was buying a call vertical that is essentially at the money. The call is slightly out of the money, but with a stock that trades with this kind of volatility, a few cents out of the money is not, I would consider that at the money. So let's call it the at the money call vertical, but it's $10 wide. So, you have over, kind of 15% plus of kind of the width of the strikes here, where if the stock, makes another big, leg higher, you could really stand to benefit if you did a strategy like this. But it goes out to the December 20th expiration, so it gives a little bit of time for the trader. And because of how it's structured, where the entire spread is out of the money, kind of with that at the money call, it actually has a risk reward that is favorable if you get the move. So if done for $3 on a $10 wide spread, you risk 300, Jenny, with a chance to make 700. So you need the market to cooperate to see that happen, but it has some positive asymmetry, would be like how I would like to describe that, where you're risking, quite a bit less than your max reward potential. You do need to move higher to even break even, though. 68 is the break even over the next month and a half, or month, I guess now would probably be closer to how long that actually is. But a chance to make upwards of $700 if the stock can breach and stay above 75 by December 20th and stay there through expiration.
Yeah, we can, I guess, follow Dan Ives' thinking and continue to see this name rip higher. I mean, it's been a really fun one to watch. And we were looking at it at all-time highs earlier this week. New all-time highs to close out this week. It's been...
This is a good point right here, though, Jenny. I know we're about to go to break, but you could have said any of these things about it being overpriced $10, $15 ago, and it's at 65 now. So who's to say that this is the point where it's going to turn? It might be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the entering point of this stock, guys. Lots of people continue to say, "I want to wait for the dip." Yeah, guys, but this was like $15 ago, right? And people continue to say that they want to wait for the dip. There's no dip. There's just more up, right? So I would come in strong, maybe like $15,000-$20,000 on Palantir on Monday, right? And I will do the same thing for PLTY. But again, guys, I want to just give you a quick update on, Palantir PLTY. This is my next move. If you guys want to follow along, guys, Palantir, there's a lot of video of also the switch from the not the switch but the addition from the of a Palantir from the defense Department of Defense to actually practical commercial client. This is a Tampa General Hospital. Let me show you just a quick glimpse on how the actual private sector is using Palantir.
Tampa General Hospital is really striving to be the safest, most innovative healthcare system in the country. We have a vision of infusing data everywhere to create a connected health system. Foundry is at the core of that strategy. We really don't have the opportunity to waste time and money anymore the way healthcare is being disrupted. So this is our way to really work toward getting it right at the right time.
There's a ton of data in the healthcare space that we have access to, but it's really hard for clinical teams to access these data points in a meaningful way in their workspaces in real time.
We're integrating data sources into the Foundry ontology and building applications and predictive models to forecast patient placements, while keeping patient privacy and information governance a top priority.
We've seen a 28% reduction in our patient hold time, and we've reduced the time that nurse managers spend managing patient placement by 83%. So patients are moving into care faster, and they're getting the treatment that they need faster.
As soon as I come into the hospital, I'm able to bring Foundry up and within seconds understand where our staffing are. It enables us to gather that live data, reallocate those resources as needed, and be very proactive with our staffing.
The PACU is our post-anesthesia care unit. It's where a patient temporarily recovers from their surgery. We're leveraging Foundry in order to deploy AI models and recommendation engines in order to optimize how we plan for patients leaving the PACU and entering into our hospital inpatient units. Currently, our predictive models are at over 95% accuracy. We're now able to plan hours, days, and sometimes even weeks in advance in order to make sure that there's a bed for a patient as soon as they're done with their surgeries.
What we've done with Foundry is really build pathways for our patients. We do know what they need, but keeping track of that is very, very difficult in a complex health system like ours. So Foundry allows us to see if a patient is really falling off that pathway, and we can act immediately to make sure they get what they need and stay on track to recover.
Foundry has allowed us to be able to centralize all of our data assets so that we have one common operational layer. Everyone is connected to one health system.
It's incredibly flexible and serves as an operating system for all of our data assets, getting patients into care faster and moving from a reactive to proactive planning.
If we can leverage Foundry in a way that'll actually save lives, that really connects our analytic vision to infuse data in all aspects of the care continuum.
Our analytics team are now equipped to fully lean in and build towards our vision of a connected hospital.
I feel empowered to be able to help more people more efficiently each day. It's a great feeling to know we're caring for patients in the best, most efficient way possible.
Wow. And guys, what for the hospital, for other company, much more like, money, time is money, right? And, occupancy of the bed in this case, it's money. This transfer in actual real money. So, guys, Palantir is one of the few company actually that I see, because if you're thinking about Nvidia, yeah, it's an AI company, but it's much more like a chip, a GPU. There is some physical product. Palantir, totally software, and the gain, the money that you can make on a software, it's 80-90%. When you're building one software one time, yeah, you need to adapt it to other industry, but this can be a bank, this can be a manufacturer, this can be anything. So Palantir, guys, it's the stock. It's one. I mean, again, I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm going in Palantir. That is my next stock. Again, guys, I have three main stock right now that I growth stock that I concentrate. One is Tesla, and again, Elon Musk in the kind of like a whisper of the ear of Trump, the new president, will be huge for Tesla. And the product and the humanoid and the new AI supercomputer Tesla is building for the full self driving. I mean, over you guys, Tesla is like a giant. Nvidia earning call, guys, remember, will be on the 20th, 2-3 days prior to to the balloon just went in my on my things, right? That's so cool. So the 20th, guys, of this month will be the earning call, and you want to be sure that you follow closely that date. And again, I think that will exceed the expectation. But Palantir is my third main growth stock. And again, I'm a little bit light in the position of Palantir, but this will increase, and that will increase exponentially. But again, guys, thank you so much for following me. As always, you guys are so kind. If you can, smash the like button. If you can subscribe, I really appreciate it. Will means a lot for me and for my channel. I will see you on the next one. I love all of you guys. I read all your comment, and I will see you on the next video. Ciao.